What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about some of the ways that Christmas is different in Canada. So, from what I understand, in some ways, Christmas is similar between the US and Canada with things like Santa, like Christmas trees are basically the same, right? Gifts, stuff like that. But apparently, there are also many Christmas traditions that are just unique to Canadian culture. So today, well, I thought it'd be the perfect day because it is Christmas and a very Merry Christmas to you at that. And I thought it'd be a lot of fun to learn more about this and kind of learn what Christmas is like in Canada. So let's take a look at these, starting with Boxing Day. That's right, Boxing Day. Boxing Day. I've definitely heard of Boxing Day. That's like a British thing as well, right? Yeah, I think so. Isn't this the day after Christmas, right? What do you do? Like, is it for the boxes? It's called Boxing Day. Is it like for throwing away the boxes? Everyone gets out their like scissors or box cutter and like recycles. I don't know. Bear with me. I don't know. We don't have this. It is the second holiday in Canada. December 26th. Yes. Okay. And it is a statutory federal holiday. Wow. So does that mean everybody is off work? You guys just get an extra day? That is so nice. Mirroring UK tradition. Oh, yeah, okay, right. I bet a lot of countries that are related or connected in some way through history to the British Empire. History, yada yada, that whole thing. Maybe have Boxing Day? I think that's a thing. Maybe we're the weird ones for not having Boxing Day, but in the USA, it's just a standard business day. Yeah. Yeah. What more? Thanks for reminding me. Yes, and there have been many, many, many times where I have to work, and lots of Americans have to work the day after Christmas. There's a fair bit of Americans, and I'm sure Canadians, that have to work like Christmas Eve, but I don't know. The idea of having like almost like a 2-day Christmas of sorts, that's really, really cool. That sounds so nice. Like, do you think of it like that? Like a 2-day Christmas? Or just knowing, like, for one thing, if it's a federal holiday, you have the day off for Boxing Day. So you know you're going to have, like, Christmas off and another day. That's amazing. Like, here in the US, well, a lot of Americans, like, kind of think of Christmas Eve as its own special thing. Like, you might not have it off work, but once you get off work, it's the most magical, like, the next day is Christmas. Sometimes the build-up and anticipation of Christmas is almost better than Christmas itself in some ways. But yeah, for us, Christmas is like 2 days. Like Christmas Eve is its own thing. Maybe you have traditions or you're getting together with the family. Then Christmas, the big honcho. And then that's it. But in Canada, you got this other day. That's really cool. I'm a bit jealous. While Americans often return to work or focus on gift returns, gift returns, I guess. We're not letting one day go by without starting the gift returns. Yeah, probably for some people. Canadians participate in a massive retail event and a traditional day for high-level hockey tournaments. Is that what it is? It's a retail event? Like a shopping day? Is that what it is for? Boxing Day? For me, I feel like it'd just be like the day to chill and do nothing. Like, you don't have to do all the Christmas stuff, but you don't have to go back to normal life yet. It's a weird time for a lot of us because it's like in between Christmas and New Year's. And I don't know, this extra little Boxing Day buffer sounds very, very nice. I like it a lot. Um, I don't understand the retail thing. Like, a lot of stuff is on sale or something, I guess. Probably. All the companies and their marketing tactics. Boxing Day sale or something. Outdoor rink culture. Okay. Oh, wow. Sure. You guys actually have stuff like this, I guess. Backyard ODR. In Canada, the ODR, outdoor rink. Why does it have like a abbreviation? Is that a thing? Hey, let's head to the ODR. Stat. Like, what's with all these abbreviations? Is a central part of the holiday landscape, from backyard flooded lawns to municipal pond skating. It is a social hub of December. No freaking way. I thought you guys actually have like rinks, like commonly, like ice skating rinks for. I know Canada is like known for hockey and winter, but this is something that I only think of in movies, like in Christmas movies. It's not real. People, Hallmark movies, skating around in the rink at the local pond, or that's not real to me. But in Canada, this is actually a thing, like a tradition thing that you guys got. That makes a lot of sense, and that is so freaking cool. Wow. While common in northern US, sure, I guess if you're like really far north in the US, you could do this. The sheer ubiquity of community maintained outdoor ice is in nearly every Canadian town defines the festive environment. So, would you say, like in a lot of Canadian towns in the wintertime, there's somewhere outside to skate or something, like whether it's a pond or man made or that's I like that a lot. That's more of like Canadian winter Christmas culture tradition. I like that. I hope that's true. That sounds reasonable to me. And wow, that's nice. Santa's postcode. Santa's Post, or Canada Post, designates an official unique postal code for letters to Santa. Each year, thousands of Canadian volunteers respond to millions of letters. No way. That's so freaking nice. So this is like a thing? Do Canadian kids actually write a letter to Santa? You know, don't get me wrong. There's like American kids who might write a letter to Santa in like kindergarten and then, you know, we chuck them into the fire, you know? We okay, we don't no. But we don't have a place to like mail the letters. You can mail it somewhere and get a response? This is like taking the whole Santa thing to another level. Unlike the very local programs in the US, this is a coordinated national effort that treats the North Pole as a domestic Canadian territory. What? Postal postal code HOHOHO. Nice. That's really cool. Like, that's so freaking Canadian. That's funny. So volunteers respond? Yeah, they do. That's, wow. In some ways, the Canadian Christmas is a little more special in certain ways, like that. Like, what? The Réveillon. Because this must be French with that accent mark. Réveillon. A midnight feast. In Quebec. Yep, I thought so. With a word like that. In Quebec and Acadian communities, the primary celebration is the Réveillon, a massive feast held after midnight mass on Christmas Eve. Is this like a religious thing? This is a French-Canadian thing? Or Acadian, I don't really know what that is, but this contrasts with the standard American Christmas Day late afternoon dinner. True. The centerpiece is almost always the savory tortilla. I don't know why I almost got Spanish. Tortilla. 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 Something like that. Meat pie. There it is. Meat pie. In the US, we don't really do meat pie. Maybe chicken pot pie. So I guess that's a thing. Seasoned with cloves and cinnamon. So French Canadians would understand this reference. Massive feast after midnight mass. So it's wait a minute. I didn't even catch that. You're doing this at midnight? Yeah, it says right there if I was paying attention. You're doing all this and I'm an American. I like eating, but jeez, you having a feast at midnight? I guess maybe you could try to not eat all day or wow. But that's cool. That's like I didn't know about that. Very cool. Very cool. Mummering. Atlantic disguises? In Newfoundland and Labrador, the tradition of mummering involves friends and family dressing in absurd masks and costumes to visit neighbors? It's cool how it seems like in different parts of Canada, there are different Christmas traditions based on where, like different regions of Canada. That's really cool. Here in the United States, we don't really have that. It's basically all the same. This is fascinating. Hosts must guess the identities of the mummers. Mummer is way too close to murder. I thought it said murderer. And we're talking about like masks and hosts must guess the identity of the murderer before they attack. No. The identity of the mummer before offering drinks and food. Oh, this is fun. This unique Atlantic tradition has no counterpart in the US. No, not that I know of. You're really marching around with masks on? You really could only do this in like small town, because I think Newfoundland and Labrador is pretty small population. If you did this in like bigger towns or big cities, I don't think it would, like the cops would be called, you know? Like, but that's fun. That's cool. The Boston tree. Boston? Like in the US? Has a timeline here. In 1917, the Halifax explosion. Yeah, right, where that ship blew up. Boston sent immediate aid. Oh. A year later, 1918, Nova Scotia sent a tree as a thank you. 1971, the annual tradition was resumed. And now to this day, a 50-foot tree is sent from Nova Scotia to Boston every year. Well, is that not just the most wholesome? Because Boston sent aid to Halifax during the explosion over 100 years ago. You guys send a cool Christmas tree to Boston every year. I did not know that. That's really cool. I love stuff like that. That's awesome. This says, Tire sur la neige. I probably made every French Canadian cringe. It's like tire sur la neige or something like that. Maple taffy. Maple taffy on snow. I've heard about this one. A quintessential Canadian winter experience tied to holiday festivals, boiling maple syrup and pouring it on fresh snow to create taffy. It's common in Quebec, Eastern Canada. I know about this one. I think last year I made a video where I tried to make this maple snow taffy in my backyard. Feel free to go dig up that video if you want to see that. And the wild success I had with that. Yeah. Winter solstice roots. Winter solstice in Canada, okay? I've heard that phrase, winter solstice. I'm not exactly sure what that means. It's a time of year, I think. Potlatches. Indigenous communities on the West Coast, the West Coast now, blend potlatch traditions with modern gifting. What is a potlatch? Winter solstice focus on the return of light through communities, dances, drumming. So this is like indigenous people in Canada, by the sound of it. Is it like West Coast but further north? Like Nunavut or stuff. A deep emphasis on community-wide sharing rather than purely nuclear family. Sure, community celebration, that's awesome. Like, I feel like in the modern day, we've definitely lost a sense of like community, knowing your next door neighbor, community events, stuff like that. So that's great. These indigenous traditions continue with like community get-togethers, drumming, dancing, very pure celebration of the wintertime. Chicken bones. you know, classic Canadian stuff, right? Chicken bones and candy. Duh. Like, what? What is this? Pink Spice, a unique Atlantic Canadian Christmas candy consisting of a spicy cinnamon crust. You guys will think of anything. Dark center filled with bittersweet chocolate. They are a polarizing but iconic East Coast staple. This is a candy that looks like a chicken bone with spicy cinnamon. Ganong Legacy produces the Canada's oldest candy company, and they create this, I guess. So this is a Atlantic, Eastern Canadian tradition with this weird chicken candy. Nice. I'd try it. Oh, it's filled with chocolate. But cinnamon? Huh. Well, I'll try to wrap my head around that. But yeah, there we go. These are just a couple of Canadian Christmas traditions that I've never really heard about. A couple of these I'd actually heard about, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. There's actually a lot of fun little differences. For all the similarities in the Christmas time our countries may have, it's cool that there's actually these unique Canadian things you guys are doing. That's really cool. A few of these I wish we had. Definitely chicken candy. Definitely wish we had that. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these Canadian Christmas traditions, or if you partake in any of this, or that'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canadian things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and have a very, very, very merry, happy Christmas.